Hello, this is Kim Sauer at SMT Nuremberg. I'm joined today by Francois Monette from Cogiscan. Francois, thank you very much for joining us today. This time we're in Germany. Last time I think we were also in Germany at the Productronica and we had a little chat, and I'm sure we've bumped into each other around the world at some point and learned about what you do and what's new. So really, same question. When we last spoke, what sort of developments have you seen and where have you gone as a company?
Yeah. Well, we've been extremely fortunate recently of being able to secure some very large orders with tier 1 companies for multi-site implementations. So that's taking our company to a next level, I would say. We've done a lot of big projects with a lot of big companies over the years, but only recently we started to do multi-site implementation, and that's obviously a very big step for us. And I think the product has matured to a certain level. The industry also has matured to a certain level. The big guys have all kinds of internal software and different solutions in place, but they need something to unify all that, focusing especially on the machine interfaces and data collection, and that's where we're very strong. Track and trace is our basically our life mission, and that's what we bring to these guys. It's kind of the messy and difficult part of software is how do you get the data from all these different disparate systems and machines. And once we grab this data, we standardize it, then it becomes available for the customer systems, and it brings a lot of value to all their existing investments. So that's really what we're the core of what we're doing today.
Yeah. So is that because of a specific demand within the market that you've been able to grow your business? Is it, or is it specific to what you're offering that makes it more special?
That's a good question. Actually, there's a couple of trends. I mean, one is obviously the need for traceability that keeps increasing, but that's not necessarily new. It's just there's more and more traceability and more products and higher levels of traceability, that's for sure. So we're playing a role into that. But more and more, it's actually, interestingly enough, in the area of cost reduction. Global competitiveness means you have to drive the cost down all the time, and squeezing every little percentage out of your assets, for example, that's part of it. So if we can measure, we can capture data in real time for all the materials are flowing through the factory, all the machines are running, then we can provide very useful data to see where you have potential for improvement and keep improving those key parameters. And that's really what's driving these big accounts to implement our system at large. Traceability used to be a line by line, side by side, only when customers needed it. But overall productivity, track, trace, control, I mean, that's for every factory, every line. So that's why the scope and the scale of what we're doing is increasing so much. And
what specific products have you got that you're offering to the customers?
Yeah. Well, recently at Productronica, if you remember, we introduced Factory Intelligence, which is a KPI dashboard tool. So that's very significant, and this is driving a lot of our growth. But there's a lot of also still, I wouldn't say smaller products, but more focused, that are also along those lines. For example, at the show here, we're introducing something called LCR Control. And this is a software that connects to an LCR meter, so a commercial electrical tester that will verify the value of the electrical passive components, the inductance, the capacitance, and the resistance, and compares that to the tolerances for the specific component. So the idea here is that you have a reel of components that's got multiple labels on them, the manufacturer label, the distributor label, the customer label, and we rely on those labels when we verify that we got the right components, but at some point in time there could have been a human error and the wrong label could be on that reel. So electrically measuring the value of the component, it goes one step further to make sure that this is the part that's on the label, matches what's in that reel, and then it prevents another risk of human error in the assembly process to make sure you get quality product. So that's along the same lines of quality, cost reduction, traceability. It's right in line with that. So again, that's our expertise, and that's what we keep growing every day.
And I suppose early recognition of faults that would impact an overall production, but you're actually catching it before it becomes a big issue.
Exactly, even before it becomes an issue at all. Yeah. So before you place a reel on the machine, nothing has happened, so it's still time to correct it. But once the reel's on the machine, then it's too late. You've produced hundreds of thousands of bad boards. Hopefully you catch them internally, but sometimes they actually go out to the field. Either way, the idea is to make sure that everything is done right the first time, and then this is the best way to optimize your cost in the end. There's no room for human errors anymore. then you know that you're doing everything in the optimal fashion. So all this is driving a lot of demand for our products, which is creating a significant increase. I mean, our fiscal year end will end at the end of June, and we're expecting to be 15 to 20% higher than revenues than last year. So it's a significant growth relative to the industry average, I would say, which is a very good thing for us. We're very happy about that. Going forward, it looks even more exciting.
Okay.
Yeah. So those same companies I talked about, the tier 1 companies I want to implement, and so far we've been doing implementation, 4, 5, 6 sites, 7, 8 sites, but now we're talking about 40, 50 sites, type of implementation. So that's a good challenge for us, and definitely moving us to the next step. So a lot of work and a lot of new hires in the next coming year.
And no holidays for you?
No holidays for me. Not
okay.
Correct.
Well, very exciting times.
Yes.
Congratulations on the growth of the company and the opportunities that are out there, and thank you for sharing your results with us.
Thank you.
Good luck
My
with
pleasure.
the rest of the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you again. Thank you.